Welcome back to the Fantasy Bros YouTube channel, where we give you all the best fantasy information. I'm Zach, Max, Joe. Let's get right into starting states of running backs. Max, who do you got first?
Now, we know that fantasy playoffs are right around the corner, and as we approach week 13, there are some questions going into this week. A lot of people are concerned who to start, who to sit, and we're here to answer all of those with the best stats, the best advice. Here we go. Let's start with David Montgomery, a.k.a. Monty. Now, the guy has been absolutely horrible throughout the season. He's not looked good. He's not performed well.
How did he look last week?
He looked amazing last week. He changed it up. We had him as a start last week. We have him as a start this week because they play the worst run defense in Detroit. 32. And he had 22.8 points last week in PPR formats. And yeah, he is involved in the passing game.
Solid RB2 number for
5
me.
catches, 40 yards through the air, and he plays the worst defense against the rush in Detroit. It is a dream matchup for David Montgomery owners. He should have another 23-plus game here. I love this matchup. Who do you got, Joe?
Number one, I got Jonathan Taylor. The last time he played, he had 22 carries for 90 yards. He looks really good against the Packers defense. And this week, he gets another great matchup and a bottom 5 run defense in the Texans. It's a little scary to play into that backfield because we know any week could be Nyheim Hines or Jordan Wilkins a week. But Jordan Wilkins was actually on the injury report, I'm pretty sure, so he might not even play. So if not, then Taylor's definitely a start. He's going to get 15-plus carries this game, and I could see him going for his second 100-yard game of the season and potentially a touchdown in an easy matchup, and they should be playing from ahead, so he'll get more touches.
I think both options are viable. Both RBs are viable options to start. Yeah, Hines is a decent target.
Hines is PPR. It looks like a PPR monster.
PPR for sure.
A little untrustworthy.
But because
he's a lot of
he's
ups
back,
and downs.
because
without Taylor. So
yeah, because Taylor's back, he takes a shot. But I like Taylor for sure. He was going to be one of my starts until you said you had him, so I went with another one. Zach, let's go to you.
I got Jamaal Williams. He just got the same amount of
Jonothan
carries,
Williams,
17 as Aaron Jones, the starting back. They play a bad Eagles defense, and you should get the same amount of carries, if not more.
I mean, they stifled the Seahawks in the run game last week.
That game was not a game.
They stifled them. But look, let's be real here. How long do we think Jamaal Williams is going to continue to get that kind of workload? I think once Aaron Jones is fully back, it's gonna slowly diminish, and so I don't know how.
As long as you have the passing game option, though, he's still a decent option.
As long as you're playing a team that you're gonna be ahead against, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good matchup because Philly's not gonna keep up with the Green Bay and their high-powered offense.
And they're gonna take out Aaron Jones whenever they can.
So it's a decent shot for sure. I like that start. My next start. Man, Raheem Mostert, he is primed for a breakout game. He's ready to rumble. He plays Buffalo, a terrible run defense.
Another 40-plus yard touchdown this week?
I see a 25-plus point performance for him, 100 yards and a TD at least. He plays against a bottom 10 rushing defense. I think he's just ready to just show fantasy owners why they held on to him, and he's going to make you guys happy. He's a potential league winner. He's a buy low for us, and you're going to see why after this week.
49ers get healthy for the playoffs. They can make waves in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy G.
And if they make the playoffs, Kittle's going to be back in the playoffs, no doubt. Oh, man. So my next start is a guy that people are getting very low on recently, Miles Sanders. He's playing against another bottom 5 run defense in the Green Bay Packers. And he needs to break out another time this season. Like, he was playing well earlier on, but, like, recently he played the Seahawks last week. He should have played well. The Seahawks have been stopping the run pretty well recently, but the Packers they let Jonathan Taylor break out against them. Like, Miles Sanders is gonna have to do something on the ground if the Eagles want a chance of winning, and they need to win if they want to win the division. So
it really sucks because Miles Sanders is a really talented back, and the Eagles their lack of moving the ball down the field, it just completely stymies his production, and now
Richard Rodgers may turn on the offense. We'll see.
It's really like if you're Miles Sanders on, you're really frustrated. He just gets a juicy matchup, but again, we don't know. Look, you're gonna have to start him. You drafted him this high. You don't really have other options at this point. Who do you have? Honestly, so you're gonna start him against Green Bay, and you're gonna hope for a breakout game, and let's see if he does it. He should.
I got my main man, Wayne Gallman, once again with the start.
Oh, he did not disappoint last week
against Seattle. They don't have the best run defense. I know they've been doing.
No,
they
play Seattle. Yeah, they do play Seattle.
They were playing pretty well against the run recently,
but not against Goalie.
However, Goalie is pretty unstoppable, and he does not have a quarterback, so he's going to get increased.
But doesn't that concern you? Because
it does,
I think that the Seahawks will build
a
big lead, and so they're going to have to abandon the run.
His his volume is the juicy.
He did get
most
5
juicy
targets
parts.
last week though, which is nice to know.
Yeah,
He had negative 3 yards, but
as
5
long as you're
carries is
involved in the
5
passing
targets
game,
is
it's great for your value because if you fall behind, you're still
For
on
sure.
the offense.
Exactly.
I like that. My last start is J.K. J.K. Dobbins.
Oh,
He
man.
plays the Dallas Cowboys.
What a party.
My guys. Dallas Cowboys. What happened last week? Who played them? The Washington football team. What happened?
Even Antonio Gibson played well.
Gibson the 7th had a field day against them, okay? He rushed 20 times, 115 yards, and 3 TDs on Turkey Day. Yes, he had a turkey, guys. He literally he went off, he exploded. He has 11 touchdowns in the season. But the Cowboys, they do not have a running defense. And so J.K. Dobbins, who we saw had 15 carries last week for 70 yards, is primed for a 100-yard performance against a weak Cowboys team. They're gonna rush.
As long as he gets a workload, we'll
They're gonna
see.
rush the. Look, this is a perfect game for J.K. Dobbins. This is where we see if he's ready for that lead back. If he's gonna win some leagues out there, I think he can. It's a beautiful matchup against the Dallas defense. I love it. I love his start for this week. If you need a start, J.K. Dobbins is a solid option. Let's go to sits now.
I like that. My first sit is a guy who's also people have been super low on recently, and I'm agreeing, and I don't like him anymore. James Conner, he does not look like a good running back anymore. He's playing against the Washington defense, who have Chase Young leading that defensive line.
And we know what happened to Zeke.
We know what happened to Zeke. The guy did nothing. They stifle running backs, and James Conner stifles himself. So combine those two together, I don't see him scoring more than like 4 points this week.
And speaking of Zeke, he is my first sit. He plays the Baltimore Ravens, and we know how good that defense is. And regardless of how good that defense is, even if they were a bad defense, I'd have Zeke as a sit. After that performance against Washington, 3 yards per carry and a fumble, the guy has been looking horrible.
The guy looks like he's trying to let the ball out of his hands.
And Tony Pollard has been more involved. As the weeks progress, he's been more involved in that offense. And now he plays a top 7 defense in Baltimore. I just don't see him having a good game here. So he's a sit for us. I mean, I know if you have Zeke, you're probably not going to sit him, but don't expect a top 10 or top 15 performance for that matter. Keep your expectations at bay.
Guys, please don't start any Falcons running back this week. Todd Gurley, even if he plays, which I don't know if he will, he's questionable.
Brian Hill, Ito Smith.
None of those. They're playing against a top Saints defense, and I don't know. They're just not running backs.
They're just phenomenal defense. They're running backs. You can't trust them in this one, and you can't trust Matt Ryan as we discussed in the QB. So I don't like this game. I don't like this matchup.
Falcons could upset them though. He beat the Raiders by 40.
If Julio comes back, maybe.
They beat them without Julio though. 37 points against the Raiders. Interesting. I
Still
still
got the Saints though.
I wouldn't start a running back. I know it's true, but we'll see.
My last sit is Antonio Gibson. Yeah, you heard that right. Okay, Antonio Gibson, the guy who put up 3 touchdowns and 100.
Not necessarily keep him on your bench, but like
look,
if
you're
other
gonna
options,
start
you
him.
would
I
consider
know, but just don't expect him to have a game like he did last week against a terrible Dallas defense. Now he plays at Pittsburgh, a much more legit top the number 2 defense against the rush. It's a tough matchup for Gibson. The complete opposite of last week. So I don't think he's going to do as well as you would expect him to. I think he'll put up a solid 10 for you. Don't expect anything more than that.
I got Giovanni Bernard next. Mixon's out. Giovanni Bernard is in, and he's not looking great recently. Playing against the Dolphins, who are the only thing they've really got going for them is the defense, and except for Fitzpatrick.
Top one defense.
Yeah.
Top this week. They play. They play the Bengals without a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but definitely a great option if you have them available on your waiver wire. But they're going against a really solid run defense, and they have a terrible quarterback.
And Gio hasn't played well either last week against the Giants.
Regardless, Gio
hasn't played well. If Burrow's out,
doesn't look too strong.
It's the same situation as Zeke, honestly. Like without your starting QB, the running backs take a massive hit. For sure, I like that call.
Another one. I don't know if your team is good enough to bench him, but again, don't expect too much from him. Kenyan Drake. He's not been consistent all season. I think the only reason he did good last week was because of his 2 touchdowns. And this week he plays against Aaron Donald and the Rams' great run defense. So I don't see him having a game this week.
I see him having another 10-point performance. Just don't expect too much from him. That's why he's one of our sits. If you have better options like Austin Eckler just came back, definitely go with him over Drake. Yeah, I like that. That about wraps that up. starts and sits. Now again, do you want to win your playoffs matchups? Do you want to be set for the championship?
Just get Derrick Henry on your team.
Just listen to us.
Just
Start and
like-
sit these players that we're just talking about now, and you will win. You will destroy your friends. They'll be like, yo, how the hell did you do this? And you'll be like, yo, check out the Fantasy Bros on YouTube. Go subscribe, like, comment, share. We'll help you win. Peace out.